Similar to other works in digital media and literature, Chronicle of a Death Foretold is a tale based on a true story. In 1951, in Sucre, Colombia, a man by the name of Catellano Gentil Chimento was murdered on his front doorstep by Jose Joaquim and Victor Manuel Chica Salas. Chimento was a medical student that was alleged to have taken the virginity of Margarita Chica Salas, who was said to be married to another man later in the year. The author of Chronicle of a Death Foretold, Gabriel Garcia Marquez, had lived in Sucre and was friends with Chimento before his eventual demise. After the murder, Marquez moved away from Sucre, only to return 27 years later when he began to think of creating a fictional story based around the event. Marquez interviewed those that were involved and took their perspectives and incorporated them in his story. Marquez's story was so close to the truth that in 1994, Miguel Reyes Palencia, the man represented by Bayardo San Roman in the story, sued Marquez for unlawfully misappropriating his life story. Finally, in 2011, a Colombian court determined that since plenty of works are created every year that are based on real life, Marquez's crime drama could not be ruled as unlawful use of Palencia's story. This lawsuit further exemplifies how the paradox of fiction works with Chronicle of a Death Foretold. Marquez's work of fiction used elements of his own and others' truths to piece together a story that was so realistic to the true event, it spurred a lawsuit that wasn't settled for nearly 18 years. Unlike Chronicle of a Death Foretold, the Quentin Tarantino film Django Unchained is a completely fictional story. Although it did happen on occasion in pre-Civil War America, Tarantino's hyperbolized story of a slave enacting his revenge on all of those who wronged him has been heavily criticized by others in Hollywood. Acclaimed director Spike Lee has been the most vocal of these criticisms. Lee said in an interview with Vibe News that he believed the Tarantino film was disrespectful to his ancestors. Following up on these comments, Lee took to Twitter to say that American slavery was not a Sergio Leone spaghetti western. It was a Holocaust. My ancestors are slaves, stolen from Africa. Lee believes that Tarantino's hyperactive western did not properly portray the horrors of slavery. Tarantino's lack of the paradox of fiction is what led to controversy surrounding his film. This very reason is why real stories are so commonly drawn upon for inspiration. If a real story is edited in a respectful way and told in a respectful way, it leaves little for the audience and critics to complain about, as it is merely mirroring what society is and more commonly was.